Okay, I think it's time we had an honest conversation about the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War anime in particular after 5 episodes of Core 3, because this anime, it can't be stopped, it can't be touched, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm watching a few different series this season of anime. I'm watching, of course, Dragon Ball Daima, I'm peeping Dan Da Dan, I even got a couple of other little side anime I'm checking out, Ranma 1/2's remake, Yakuza Fiance, like I got a few anime in my bag this season, but bar none, hands down, bottom line, Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War is clearing every single anime that is coming in its path without a shadow of a doubt. I stand on this wholeheartedly, because episode 5 is another testament to just how awesome, how brilliant, how incredible, and how appropriate this anime feels. I feel like this anime almost is a demonstration of how shonen battle manga and shonen battle stories in general used to be written, opposed to the way they're kind of written right now. Like when I'm watching Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War, opposed to all the other anime that I just listed, with the exception of maybe Yakuza Fiance, is the fact that I feel like the writing in Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War is actually catered towards not only a younger demographic, but older people can appreciate it as well. And mind you that this was written way back in like 2015, 2016. All the stuff that you're watching on screen right now, like this was from a previous generation of shonen battle series. But like I'm comparing it to everything that I'm watching this season, and I genuinely feel like, wow, this is actually meant for somebody that is actually a mature adult. Down to even the music, where I'm hearing some of the OST and it sounds like some classical rock and roll, like just all around Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War is just legitimately, I feel, really targeted towards people that want a little bit more of a mature experience. Yes, there's still a little bit of the comedy moments, like Hime's stomach growling after healing up a whole bunch of people, but for the most part, Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War is a demonstration that you can write a shonen battle series, you can deliver a shonen battle experience, and not have it feel like it's made for just kids. Like this doesn't feel like it's made for kids at all, to be honest with you. Not that it's too gory, not that it's focusing in on like, oh, look how bloody this is, or look how hurt these people are. Like it doesn't try to go for the low-hanging fruit. And I gotta stress that majority of that is due to Tite Kubo. Like yes, Studio Pierrot are of course going to adapt it and make it as awesome looking as possible, and the pacing and all of the other extra things that the anime brings to the table, but for the most part, a lot of this is the experience that you're getting from Kubo's original story from the manga. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell if you want more videos in the future. So as I started this video with saying, yo, Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War is really just him. Like I almost this week was gonna skip out on reviewing the anime because I've been doing it consistently the last month or so, and I was like, maybe I'll take a break this week, I'm not sure. And then I watched the episode, I'm like, nope, gotta talk about it. Gotta talk about it. I need to talk about it. Because for starters, of course, the reintroduction of Aizen off the rip. You see Rukia there, which two of my favorite characters of the whole series, although I have a large roster of characters of Bleach that I love. But you got Aizen and Rukia damn near at the beginning of the episode, where Rukia's like, yo, what the heck are you doing here? Last time you was here, you played the whole Serate, did everyone dirty, and basically was about to become God. Like, what? And Aizen's just there ever so suave, like, congrats on being promoted to lieutenant. I'm just here in amazement. Like, for starters, bro, Aizen is somewhat free. I don't want to say completely free because he's still strapped to that damn chair, Sama, but Aizen is in the house, bro. So off rip, the episode already was just like, I adored it. I loved it. I was excited. I was like, yeah, here we go. Because obviously the Soul Reapers and the Serate in general have just been annihilated. Like, just keeping it real, Kubo really was not on no, like, oh, the good guys gotta win. Like, if you even just look at the situation right now, if it's not for Ukitake that is literally just ongoingly suffering there with Mimihagi spitting out of his body, like, we would really be completely done. The Soul Reapers, the Serate, the good guys, the Shinigami, so to speak, are literally on their last legs. So yes, even though Aizen was a malicious, maniacal creature, ultimately it is a warm welcome for me personally. I know the Soul Reapers don't feel the same way, but for me it's like, yes, we need him right now, because if it's not for Ukitake, all of reality and existence would be gone anyways. But you could definitely see that Kyoraku's decision is not boding well with the Soul Reapers and the Serate. Majority of them are like, bro, nah, what are we doing here, fam? What's going on right now? And rightfully so. Again, Aizen was a bad guy. Like all the trickery that was used used and how he just manipulated, and Momo. Like, we don't gotta go down the roster. We know Aizen did a bunch of horrible things, but it is an interesting feeling. I almost wish I was a fly in the room there with everybody, because the tension is like, bruh, that's Aizen. What? Why? But I guess that's also even further to push the narrative and showcase like desperate times call for extremely desperate measures. And when Kyoraku says like, yo, bringing in an evil to stop another evil isn't necessarily evil, I'm just saying, bruh. And I agree with him. Yes, right now we need any and everybody that can help us to come together and stop this dude. But the badassery was insane without completely going overboard, because Kubo could have easily make it like, all right, we get it, he's broken, he's hacked, he's overpowered, come on now. Like, it could have been really bad if Kubo didn't showcase some type of balance, that while Aizen is in that chair, which he says some of the most epic and awesome and just badass lines from that chair, but we also got to see that, yeah, he's still, you know, kind of at a very big disadvantage. Like, just think about it for a second. Kyoraku is basically hoping that Aizen saves the Serite while strapped to a chair and basically incapable of utilizing completely all of his powers. Like, that's a tall order there, buddy. But even more so when one of the Quincy end up shooting him with those bullets that kind of disrupt his reishi for a bit. It kind of balanced out that, yes, Aizen is insanely, ridiculously strong, that he's able to stop all those eyes from falling on top of them while still strapped to that chair, but he does take those blasts and is incapacitated for 5 or so minutes, which still is impressive, that taking direct shots from a Quincy that is powered up was not enough to completely obliterate him or anything. Like, Aizen is still him, but there's a balance. And this episode 100% also was like a reunion. Hey, we all got done dirty at one point or another when we was on our malicious ways, so let's all band together to stop this ultimate threat. It's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend or my comrade, or we gonna work together to stomp this dude out. Because quickly that Quincy is betrayed by Baz B, some of the zombie girls, and basically a few of the Quincy that survived Bach's betrayal, which Bach was also a very dirty dude. Like, we talk about Aizen being bad, but look what he did to all of his people, fam. He betrayed them and sacrificed all these people just to get more power, and basically only picked his elite squad to get the benefits. And essentially we added even more power to our arsenal now in this war against Bach, because Bazby and them said, yo, we're gonna lend our services, we're gonna work with you, we're not even gonna get in your way or anything like that, but it's at a cost. We're not just here to, you know, help out. We're not good guys. Basically, we want to go with you guys to the Soul Palace, because the Serite is creating a portal to get to the Soul Palace to try and take out Bach, and they want to go with them because they also want to get their hands on Bach for betraying them and leaving them out to dry, which is a big win for the Soul Reapers, because yeah, like I said, we can use any and everybody at this point to help out. And I love all the small conversations in this episode between Aizen and Kyoraku, as far as like just Kyoraku understanding the situation, and likewise with Aizen. Like, it gets to a point where Aizen is even like, yo, you could kill me right now if you want to, and Kyoraku's like, if I could, I would. Stop playing with me, bro. You know you that dude. Stop it. And if we had more episodes, I gotta imagine that Studio Pierrot would have probably dived even further into Kyoraku's feelings, because you gotta imagine, like, he's also with a tall order on his desk as well. Homie just inherited the Serite from Captain Yamamoto, and he's right now probably being scorned and looked at as like, you traitor, for bringing Aizen to the table to help out, having to deal with Aizen and wondering if he's gonna betray him. Like, Kyoraku has a lot right now on his plate. And speaking of bringing characters back into the fold, it seems as though Zaraki is back in action. Zaraki Kenpachi is back healed up after everything that happened earlier in the war, and he's looking for Yachiru. So definitely it seems as though this episode really wanted to be like, okay, this is the get ready for the get back, bring in all the soldiers and warriors that are gonna be helping us out, and seeing Zaraki Kenpachi back, I'm ready for this, baby. He looks like he's upset. He looks like he's ready to get this show on the road. I'm here for it. We do get to see Ichigo again after last week's episode, which shout out to all of that original material. Like, that whole battle with Ichigo and Uryu was not from the manga, from my understanding. Again, I can't remember everything. That was really dope to see that they added that. And this episode we see that basically he was rescued from that and ultimately healed up, or that he may have been healing everybody, but it's at a cost of she's hungry. Which shout outs to Kubo, he actually answered a question about why Orihime is always eating in every transitional scene, and basically it was like, that was my idea of good vibes, which I totally get it, Kubo. Good job. And we get the reintroduction introduction of Kon after we haven't seen him in like 100 billion years, and that was a nice little break. The war has been so serious. Like, Bleach's 1,000-year blood war is no joke at all, that whenever we even get a moment of a joke or a smile or anything like that, it is very much so welcome. Like, come on, things have been way too serious. We need a joke from time to time, and having Kon after all this time, that was great. I love that moment as well. It felt nostalgic, it felt awesome, and it was just like breath of fresh air. And bruh, the end of the episode, I can't stress enough, was just absolutely fantastic. Yet again, like I said, it's the reunion of the people that got done dirty. Grimjow Jugajux is back in action. We see Grimjow for the first time ever. I gotta lie, I kind of almost jumped out of my chair when I saw that moment. It was like, what? So we got a lot on our arsenal, a lot of manpower now, although the bad guys are also very much so powered up, because the episode ended with Bach. Basically, he has completely absorbed the Soul King's powers, and he has all those eyes all over him, and his elite squad is there. And yeah, while we powered up on the good guy side of things, the Serete, Bach and his elites have also powered up as well. So it's gonna be one heck of a showdown, one heck of a slobber knocker, so to speak, and I'm here for it. This episode of Bleach was, for me personally, a 10 out of 10. Everything with Aizen, bringing a lot of these characters back into the fold and having them switch sides to help out on the good guy side of things. All the intimate moments between Kyoraku and Aizen, understanding just how strong Aizen really is, that they're expecting him to win the war while strapped into a chair. And overall, Bleach's 1,000-year blood war, you can't mess with it right now. It's just that damn good. Just know, I know, you know, keep it classy, never shady, and show love next time you wanna mock the crybaby.